How's it going, guys? White Rabbit here. Today I want to talk about Katy Perry. Oh, why am I making this video? Okay, I want to talk about Katy Perry and explain to you guys a little bit as to what it really means when people say Katy Perry is an Illuminati puppet. Okay, we're not actually talking about Katy Perry being in the Illuminati. That's not what we're talking about. We are saying that Katy Perry is controlled by the Illuminati to push certain agendas. She has sold her soul to the devil in exchange for fame and fortune. Literally.
I released a gospel record when I was 15 because I grew up in, a household where all I ever did was listen to gospel music, and my parents are both traveling ministers, and so I kind of sang about, what was going on in my life at 15, and that's how I got introduced to the music industry. I swear I wanted to be like the Amy Grant of music, but it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul to the devil.
And the way I want to explain this to you guys is basically just through common sense and with some very basic information. So I'm going to go through some of her top hits and explain to you guys that that's all you need to look at to realize that she's part of the game. And it's obvious in every song that she puts out. So let's get into it. Now, I was sitting in bed the other night and my wife turned to me and told me that it was hot. She wanted me to turn the air down. And immediately, one of Katy Perry's songs popped into my head. The one where she says, "You're hot, then you're cold, you're yes, then you know, yada, yada, yada." And that's what really inspired me to make this video. How is it that that song could be triggered to pop into my head out of a simple little comment like "it's hot"? It's because it's designed that way. They design these songs specifically to a certain rhythm, to a certain beat, and with certain topics so that they do get stuck in your head. I don't listen to the radio, and I rarely watch TV, and yet somehow I know lyrics to Katy Perry's songs. And to take it one step further, I know more about Katy Perry's personal life than I do about some members of my own family. And that just goes to show you how corrosive pop culture is and has interwoven it into the very fabrics of our society, and to what degree it has. For someone like me who has totally stepped outside of pop culture and avoids those types of subjects altogether, it even still impacts me and others like me. That's how corrosive this thing is. It doesn't matter if you like Katy Perry's songs or not. They're still stuck in your head, And when people ask, well, why would the Illuminati be so intent on getting into the music industry? It's just music. What's it? It doesn't matter. It does matter. They're creating these idols for people to worship. They're scientifically constructing these songs to be stuck in people's heads so that on a subconscious level, they can control you. That's the point. And to subconsciously warp your beliefs and how you view things. So let me start off with this song that was stuck in my head. Let's talk about it for a second. All right, so that song is called Hot and Cold. And the chorus goes like this: "'Cause you're hot, then you're cold, you're yes, then you're no, you're in, then you're out, you're up, then you're down, you're wrong when it's right, it's black and it's white, we fight, we break up, we kiss, we make up," and so on. So on the surface, you think this song is about this girl's boyfriend being indecisive, something that most teenage girls can sympathize with, I'm sure. That's not what this is about. At least that's not the underlying message that this song is sending. Sure, on the surface, it is about an indecisive boyfriend, but that's not what this song is teaching us, or teaching your children. That's not what this is about. This song is teaching non-duality, a fundamental principle and belief that the occult believe. That's where things like the yin-yang come from. That's why the Freemasons have a checkered floor in their temples. That's where the 69 on top of their altar comes from. That's why the occult worship the sun and the moon, because they're opposites. That's where all of this comes from, guys. And it bleeds into the music video as well. We see this blasphemy of a Christian church where Katy Perry is performing on this altar, and it is compared to, in one of the very next scenes, to her being on stage. The altar on stage on which she performs. That's what the subconscious level of this music video, that's what they're showing you here. They're putting it right in your face. And then, of course, again, they're promoting this cross-dressing thing. At the end of the video, you see one of her bridesmaids is a guy dressed up in women's clothing, which the Bible clearly says is an abomination unto the Lord. That's what this whole song is about. It's opposites. She also says in the song, you're up, then you're down. Okay? The Satanists believe, as above, so below. That's why Baphomet is depicted both pointing up and pointing down. It's all about these opposites, guys. She says it's black and it's white. I mean, you can't get any more blatant than that she's talking about non-duality. And to really pound home the fact that this song and this music video are satanic, of course, in the middle of the music video, she subtly flashes the 666 hand gesture. All right, let's move on to the next song. Now, the first major hit that Katy Perry ever came out with was I Kissed a Girl. So think about that. You have this former gospel singer who enters the pop world with a song called I Kissed a Girl. And this song is clearly pushing the gay agenda. And now look, I don't have anything against people who identify as homosexual, okay? Let me just make that clear now. I have nothing against them. In fact, growing up, I have had many friends who identified as homosexual. And if you think that all Christians view homosexuality like the Westboro Baptist Church views it, then you got another thing coming, because that organization is just as satanic as the Church of Satan, in my opinion. But homosexuality is a sin, and that's something that the Satanists love to push and throw in your face. The Luciferians want you to live a sinful lifestyle. It's a lifestyle of lust. And as far as homosexuality goes, that is a very complex topic that I'm sure I'll make a video about in the future. But for now, just realize that homosexuality is an agenda that these satanic occult elite members are pushing. They're enticing people to fall into that lifestyle. The lyrics of the song go, or the chorus of the song goes like this. I kissed a girl and I liked it. The taste of her cherry chapstick. Now keep in mind, this is a girl singing this song about another girl. Then it goes, I kissed a girl just to try it. I hope my boyfriend don't mind it. So not only are they pushing the homosexuality agenda, but they're also pushing infidelity. You don't think all this stuff affects people on a subconscious level? I mean, just take a look at the divorce rates. Of course it affects people on a certain level. It felt so wrong, it felt so right. What? I mean, it's clear when you really take a step back and examine these songs. Her most popular songs absolutely contributes significantly to the overarching satanic agendas that are being perpetuated in pop culture. All right, so now if we look at the music video, not only are we getting the obvious lustful connotations that this music video is clearly outlining and the provocative nature of this music video, I mean, that's typical. But let's look at the deeper meaning behind this music video. Keep in mind, this is Katy Perry's first big major hit, okay? This thing is laced with connotations of MK Ultra mind control and Illuminati puppetry. I mean, it's laced with it. And I'll let you guys do your own research on MK Ultra and that sort of thing, but just keep in mind that there are 3 things that you look for, particularly in music videos and photo shoots, that clearly illustrate that somebody is under the influence or is manipulated by the Illuminati or are MK Ultra victims. And those three things are butterflies / bows, and particularly with women, kitty cats or cats of some kind. This video, again, her first major hit, what a coincidence, is laced with these things. And to top it all off, she very subtly and very quickly, in the middle of this music video, flashes the one eye symbolism 3 times in a row. And of course, just shortly after she does that, she gets to the lyric in the song where she says, "You're my experimental game, just human nature." Okay, so we have this experimental element to it. It's not what good girls do, not how they should behave. Okay, so manipulating one's behavior. And this is where it gets really obvious. She says, "My head gets so confused, hard to obey." I mean, come on, people. It's so obvious just from her first big hit. She is a complete and total victim. She is an Illuminati puppet. All right, let's move on to the next song. One of Katy Perry's most satanic songs is called Dark Horse. And what I want you guys to realize is that that song is about Lucifer. And it's so obvious. I don't know how people don't realize that. And you hear people and you see people in the club, I'm sure dancing and singing along to it, being all merry and totally giving in to the song. And they don't have any idea what they're actually talking about. They're talking about Lucifer and the Antichrist. In the beginning of the song, the lyrics go, "I knew you were gonna come to me, and here you are, but you better choose carefully, 'cause I'm capable of anything and everything. Make me your Aphrodite, make me your one and only, but don't make me your enemy, your enemy, your enemy." Guys, this is talking about Satan. And what happens is when Katy Perry is on stage performing this song, and you have the entire crowd before her holding up these rock gestures that are really the Baphomet horns and are singing along willingly, saying these words and invoking spirits. That's what's going on. They're inviting Lucifer into their lives. They're conjuring up demons. I'm not making this stuff up. This is what is really happening. That's why the Bible says that we are in a spiritual war. This isn't a battle of the flesh. This is a spiritual one. The song goes on to say, "So you want to play with magic? Boy, you should know what you're falling for. Baby, do you dare to do this? 'Cause I'm coming at you like a dark horse." A dark horse. The 4 horsemen? Antichrist? Come on. Are you ready for a perfect storm? 'Cause once you're mine, there's no going back. And I guess it just happens to be another coincidence that when you play that part of the song backwards, it says New World, and it's clear as day. So we have this song that is talking about Lucifer, it's talking about the Antichrist. It is specifically built and designed for people to sing along with and to conjure up demons and invite demons into their lives. I mean, come on. Wake up, people. Stop getting brainwashed by this stuff. Stop falling for Lucifer's tricks. All right, now, as far as the music video is concerned, the music video has so much symbology in it, and there's already a lot of great videos out on it, so I'm not really going to touch on the music video in this video, but I want to rattle through a few more of Katy Perry's songs just to really push this whole point home, that the Illuminati are real, they believe in and work alongside Satan, and they have certain actors and musical artists like Katy Perry working for them who are puppets to them that they manipulate and get to prance around on stage and in front of the television camera to indoctrinate your children. So this is going to be a speed round. I'm going to go through a few more of her songs. Here we go. In her song E.T., she is talking about fallen angels and demons. If you guys aren't aware of this, you need to do research. You need to figure out that aliens are not actually extraterrestrial beings from another planet. They're fallen angels, and in some instances, they're demons. That's very complicated, but you guys need to do some research on that if you haven't already. And it's evident in the song. She says, "You're so hypnotizing. You could be the devil. You could be an angel." And she's making it, I don't understand how people think that could assimilate to anything other than fallen angels or demons. I mean, come on, people. It's obvious. And the rest of the song goes on to talk about, DNA fusing and breeding with an alien, basically is what the song is alluding to. But what that is really talking about is breeding with fallen angels, which is the plan. That's why we have all these things like cloning and scientists trying to manipulate DNA, okay? It's to create new species. It's the same thing as in the time of Noah when the fallen angels came to earth and were mating with the daughters of men and with other animals and things like that. They were creating their own species. And that's what this song is talking about. There are even subliminals in this music video of animals having sex and is promoting bestiality. All right, next song. In her song Roar, we get more cat symbolism, obviously, like I was telling you guys about earlier. But more importantly than that, she says, "I got the eye of the tiger," okay? That's another terminology for the eye of Horus, or the eye of Lucifer, or the all-seeing eye, or the third eye, especially when she follows it up with dancing through the fire. I'm sure you guys know from my other videos and from research you've done on your own that fire represents the intellect, the illumined ones, the Illuminati. And we have this whole song featuring cats, and lions and tigers, and we have her talking about the eye of the tiger and dancing through the fire. She's talking about her being bogged down and controlled by the Illuminati. Oh, and let's not forget, we get more symbolism of MK Ultra mind control in the part of the song where she says, "I'm floating like a butterfly." There's the butterfly. Okay, next song. This Is How We Do. This song is really just about encouraging kids to be irresponsible and is promoting, yet again, a lustful lifestyle. There's a line in there about astrology, but there's also a line that says, "Shout out to all the kids buying bottle service with your rent money." Believe it or not, this is an encouraging thing for kids to hear. They hear these things on the radio, and it subconsciously they start behaving this way. Another line in the song talks about people who go to bed with a 10 and wake up with a 2. Again, promoting promiscuity. The most destructive part of this song, though, I think, is the fact that it's the main chorus. It talks about "this is how we do." And the overarching theme of the song is one of carelessness. And it talks about how it's no big deal. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. This is no big deal. It says that multiple times in a row. And again, this is a subconscious thing. It's getting people to a point where they don't care about things. This music video looks like a bad acid trip to start off with, but there's two things I want to point out. One, her hair is in the shape of 2 cubes. That's Saturn symbolism. And 2, one of the shirts that one of the backup dancers is wearing in this scene has 3 eyes on it. A smiley face with 3 sixes that make up a smiley face and the 3 eyes. That's 666, the mark of the beast. Third eye symbolism, the eye of Horus, the third eye. Next song. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and close this video out with her song Wide Awake. Now the title alone should raise bells for you guys. Wide Awake, okay? It is simultaneously referring to the Illuminati, who are the illumined ones, who are the ones who are enlightened, the ones who are awake to what is going on around them. And it's also a jab at the people who are asleep, the average sheeple. Do you get it? Now, the lyrics in this song also have a lot of symbolism to them, but what I want to really focus on is the music video, because the music video is ridiculous. All right, so the music video starts out where she is dressed like a witch. She is standing in front of a doorway with 2 columns on either side and a lantern in the middle. The lantern, which represents the light. So what this is representing is the Masonic sun between the 2 pillars. We can also see a caterpillar on top, which brings us back to the butterflies. She goes into a maze, the Saturn maze. She eats the forbidden fruit. There is a suffocation where the walls are coming in around her. There is an illumination and a resurrection, which emits from her chest as a ball of light. Her former child self, representing her innocence, appears. They walk into this room with a checkered floor, down a hallway, almost as an Alice in Wonderland metaphor. Her dress explodes into a bunch of butterflies, again the butterflies. Then she is in a wheelchair in what appears to be a psych ward, going back to the MK Ultra mind control, mind manipulation, and we see these two Baphomet type characters, these horned beasts, standing there with their arms crossed, indicating they're her handler or something. Once she exits the maze, we see this, again, a kitten that is shaped out of some bushes, it looks like. But even more interesting is the fact that they have the spiral in for the eyeballs, again reinforcing the hypnosis that happens with the MK Ultra mind control. All throughout this music video, you see the butterflies in her hair. The kid has a butterfly on her ring. That's symbolic of it usually happening at a very young age when these kids are recruited into an MK Ultra program. It's usually kids who are. And of course, we have the unfinished pyramid off in the background. So there you go, guys. I would keep going, but I honestly can't force myself to watch another Katy Perry music video. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. Hopefully you guys got the gist of what I was trying to say with the examples that I showed. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for everyone who has been sharing my videos. I appreciate that so much. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Thanks, and God bless. Look at to realize that she's part of the game, and it's obvious in every song that she puts out. So let's get into it. Now, I was sitting in bed the other night, and my wife turned to me and told me that it was hot. She wanted me to turn the air down. And immediately, one of Katy Perry's songs popped into my head. The one where she says, "You're hot, then you're cold, you're yes, then you know, yada, yada, yada." And that's what really inspired me to make this video. How is it that Perry being in the Illuminati? That's not what we're talking about. We are saying that Katy Perry is controlled by the Illuminati to push certain agendas. She has sold her soul to the devil in exchange for fame and fortune. Literally.
Yeah, I mean, I released a gospel record when I was 15 because I grew up in, a household where all I ever did was listen to gospel music, and my parents are both.
How's it going, guys? White Rabbit here. Today I want to talk about Katy Perry. Oh, why am I making this video? Okay. I want to talk about Katy Perry and explain to you guys a little bit as to what it really means when people say Katy Perry is an Illuminati puppet. Okay, we're not actually talking about Katy, but that song could be triggered to pop into my head out of a simple little comment like "it's hot." It's because it's designed that way. They design these songs specifically to a certain rhythm, to a certain beat, and with certain topics, so that they do get stuck in your head. I don't listen to the radio, and I rarely watch TV, and yet somehow I know lyrics to Katy Perry's songs. And to take it one step further,
Traveling ministers, and so I kind of sang about, what was going on in my life at 15, and that's how I got introduced to the music industry. I swear I wanted to be like the Amy Grant of music. Yeah. But it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul to the devil.
And the way I want to explain this to you guys is basically just through common sense and with some very basic information. So I'm going to go through some of her top hits and explain to you guys that that's all you need to